Well, hey, gentlemen, this is Vince Miller. I am so grateful that you're here again today. Thanks for hanging here with me. We are in Daniel chapter 3. I'm going to read verses 13 through 18. Of course, we just found out that there were some guys who told on Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Nebuchadnezzar is going to send for them because they refused to bow to his image. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in furious rage, commanded that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be brought to him. So they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar answered and said to them, "Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you do not serve my gods or worship the golden image that I have set up?" In other words, you don't worship my gods and you don't worship me, is what he's saying to them. Now, if you are ready, when you hear the sound of the horn, the pipe, the lyre, the trigon, the harp, the bagpipe, and every kind of music, to fall down and worship the image that I have made, that's me, well and good. But if you do not worship, you shall be immediately cast into a burning fiery furnace. And who is the God who will deliver you out of my hands? So Nebuchadnezzar sees himself as God, but he has forgotten about 20 years prior, Daniel's God, the one who interpreted and knew his dream, right? He's completely forgotten about that because he's become so narcissistic. So he says next, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, "O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. If this be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of your hand, O king. But if not, be it known to you," this is bold, "that we will not serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up." We will not worship your gods or you. So the king is pretty hacked off at these guys for several reasons. First, they refuse to worship his gods, and second, they refuse to worship him. And I think it's safe to say that Nebuchadnezzar has become a full-blown narcissist here. He has convinced himself that he is a god and he is worthy of worship. And he believes that no one's going to save these three men from his godlike vengeance. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are going to take a stand. And they make two declarations to the king. First, that their God has more power than him. And second, that worshiping God is more beneficial and valuable. And right here, it's important to note that they're not putting God to some strange test, but instead they're being faithful regardless of the outcome. In fact, I don't even think they care about the outcome at all. In life or death, they're going to go down as three men who are faithful to God in a faithless country. And fellas, let me be clear. I think we all want to be men like this. I believe there's plenty of men listening to this day who want to be men just like these three guys. But we cannot be like these men if we are not taking the daily steps that these men took over 20 years. For 20 years in captivity, these three men took steps of obedience in faith until they were met with this ultimate test. The test of ultimate faith, the willingness to give their lives for what they believed. You know, maybe someday God will give you a moment just like this. It could come sooner than you think in our world. But until then, we need to live every day like we trust in the power and the benefit of God. We've got to act like we trust him more than anything, more than our money and our investments and our retirement, that we trust him more than our solutions and our power and our abilities, that we trust him more than another president or politician or any Supreme Court ruling, that we trust him more than a specific outcome in our marriage, in our family, and in our career. So today, you probably won't have to take a stand like these men did, but you can take a small step, a step of faith, that God has more power and benefit than anything in this life. And as you do that today, know that God might be preparing you for the more significant moments that are just around the bend. Fellas, I love you. Hope this blesses you. I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.